And we are live. Welcome, everyone, to the 22nd episode of the Dojo Kun Shill Shack. We're back down from the 420 treehouse. We're back into the shack itself where we've got our microphones and our lights. And my guest host this week is Arvid Nelson. Thank you very much for being here, Arvid. It's a pleasure to speak to you in person and have you on the show.
Oh, man.
We're going to have a great discussion. We've got three great guests.
Yeah.
But as I was telling you before the show started, something that we'd like to talk about beforehand, and just briefly, mind you, is the cease and desist letter I got from Varian Grant's lawyer.
Wow.
So it came to me, return receipt requested, so I had to sign for it. I am at liberty to say that it made three demands of me. The first demand was that I stop making any defamatory comments about Varian. And that's easy because I haven't really talked about that for a couple of weeks now. So I'm done. That's a good one. Or it's done. The second demand was that I take down the three videos that talked about my investigation into the schemes and scams, whoever the culprit was. And at this point, I'm sure a lot of folks have heard my results, my findings, and they can draw their own conclusions at this point. Their tertiary demand, and yeah, they did phrase them as demands, was that I would put a written retraction on the same platform. It's kind of weird because YouTube is a video platform. So basically what I did was I just put a written, screen up there and then read it aloud. And, I'm going to paraphrase because I don't have it in front of me right now. But basically I said, hey, feel free to work with him if you want. He vehemently and adamantly denies any wrongdoing. So there you go. Honestly, I'm glad to be done with it. And it's time to move on. Some people have actually even suggested that I sort of parlay that into some of the videos that I do a daily video, a really short video on my YouTube channel. And sometimes I talk about fraud cases that I come across in the various fraud magazines and fraud websites and all that. Recently, there are two that'll be up soon. One is a $180 million prescription pharmaceutical fraud.
Wow.
And another is a $10 million healthcare fraud. So, sometimes
$10 million. Wow.
Yeah. $180 million. And of course,
amazing.
A Florida man was involved.
Oh, good. All right. What a surprise. Yeah. Thank you, Florida. Right? Florida never disappoints. Yeah.
They always seem to somehow be around when that kind of stuff's going down.
Wow.
Okay, Arvid. So let's go ahead and bring on our first guest. I don't know that there's a whole lot more to say about the cease and desist letter other than that I got it. And if anybody would like to see more detail, there is a video on my channel that you can go and check out that gives a little bit more detail, but not a whole lot.
Now, are you going to acquiesce to these demands, or what's your?
So yes, actually I am for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
Number one, to stop talking about it, I suppose is easy enough. So, okay, done. To take the three videos down, yes, I already did. They started really getting much fewer new video viewers anyway, to be honest with you. And then the third one asking me to put up the retraction, like I said, I did. And, I got 160 some views on it. I probably won't leave that up really long either. As soon as I see the viewers stop coming to watch it, I'll just take it down so that I'm finally done with this thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it didn't sit well with me that there were demands, but at the same time, I didn't see any harm in just acquiescing and just being done with it.
Well, we were just saying that the best fight is the fight that you don't have to fight. It's probably not worth
it.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Right. I mean, what more can you say than that? Yeah.
I mean, if they still find a reason to depose me, I'll be happy to take a day off and go talk to them in front of a judge. But I seriously doubt it'll get to that.
I don't think it will either. It sounds highly unlikely. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like they would find it worth it either, to be honest with you.
And you did what they asked. I mean,
Right. So I'm going to say hi to a couple of people in the chat real quick. One of our guests is in the chat, David Feed. Let's go. Nicholas Gear is here. Hi, Nicholas. Thank you for joining us. Good day, Hockey. Thank you for being here. Wow, it's early in the morning for him too, I think. Let me see. No, it's like midday. Sorry. Hockey's over in Australia. We've got Dominic here. Thanks for being here, Dominic. Oh, and Hockey says, damn, I missed what you were talking about. Well, make sure to watch it on the replay. It was brief.
Yeah, no, it's sad too. We uncovered the deepest level of physics, and we have a stock market prediction algorithm. Yeah, it's very. I'm sorry you missed it. Yeah. Everyone's going to get rich now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he says it is midday over there, and we've got an Iva Biggin. Thank you for being here, Iva. Okay, so let's bring in our guests. We will start talking to David Feed. How are you doing, David?
Good morning from
David.
All the people in the Europes.
Yeah.
Fine, thank you.
Very early morning. So thank you so much for being here this early in your morning. I appreciate it. We'd like to take a look at your great campaign, though. And I wanted to ask you, I should have asked you before we went live. Do you want me to pull up the campaign and navigate while you tell me about it?
Sure. Yeah, I got the link. I got the posted in the chat. I'm ready.
You're ready. Okay, I'll go ahead and bring it up then.
All righty. Thank you very much for having me on your channel, by the way.
Yeah, you bet. It's a pleasure.
That's I was just thinking what you just said about what you were telling about the secrets to immortality and how to make gold from lead, and it was really interesting. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's a shame Hockey was late to that.
Yeah, what a shame.
Yeah. Hopefully you're not going to edit that out, right?
I don't know. I mean, you must have been there sort of thing.
Be there or be square.
That's right.
Is that like
right
expression, I think?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are. Okay, so now I'm ready to navigate. You just tell me what you'd like us to have a look at, David.
Oh, I don't know. How should I want?
Getting
all nervous.
David, let me just say, I'm a backer of this campaign. I can't wait to get my filthy little hands on this.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. Merci beaucoup, monsieur. I mean, this is just such an interesting. I can tell you're doing something really different here with fantasy. I mean, it's recognizably fantasy. I can see what your references are, but I'm just really interested in how this feels like a unique and creatively different world. I'd love to hear more about what your inspirations were.
Yeah, I'm starting to get the feeling that this is not like the typical American comic. Like, I was born and raised in Mexico, and so my first influences with comics were, mangas. That's also very popular around there.
Hablas español?
Yeah, yo hablo español, of course, born and raised there.
Why don't we do the rest of it in Spanish? I'm sure everyone will appreciate that.
Okay,
I'll only be able to understand about a fourth of it.
Sigamos, para siempre.
All right, so really, should we do it in Spanish?
I do,
I'll say this, David, I'll say this part in Spanish. No.
It's all you need. It's all you need.
All right. That's right. So
don't do a style baño.
So obviously my influences were, like also Latin comics, like Mafalda and Memín Pinguín and stuff like that. And it was later on in life that I started to get in contact with American comics. So, but I'm starting to get the feeling that this is not the typical American comic. So it would be like a typical European fantasy comics. I guess one of my first biggest influence is El Mercenario.
Okay.
Which is like a typical fantasy
solo layout so you can show.
Bam! So this is El Mercenario.
Oh, nice.
So it's much more like a painterly style. It's like the books is a little bit bigger, and they have more panels. They have like some movies here and there.
No, this is Comicsgate. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. So this I highly recommend it. It's like 14 volumes, I think. Each volume is a story on its own.
Wow.
Pretty
is it
chill.
Spanish? Is it bande dessinée? Is it?
It's I guess albums. I think they call it.
Okay.
In English, that's like the right word for this kind of hardcover big issue.
Yeah, I think Arvid is right. It's bande dessinée.
Or bande dessinée in French.
Française.
Comic grande in Espanol.
Comic grande.
Now you can make me smaller now.
Oh, okay.
Don't go.
I mean, I got more stuff.
No, wait a minute. I got questions. You can't go yet. Oh man. Yes, no, okay. I definitely see this feels like it has a very like Jodorowsky feel, has a very Bond designated feel, but it's still.
Oh yeah, like Meta Barons, and
right.
That's obviously another big influence. And there's a French series called The Chronicles of the Black Moon. That would be like the other really big influence of.
Okay.
In terms of comics,
David, I love this cover.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
This cover is amazing, not just because of her, but the whole thing.
No, so this was done by my inker, Christian Culicelli, and he went out of his way with the throne and the columns and the background.
Yeah,
I'm like,
the detail
of course,
on
the girl
back
and
of
the guy.
Throne, the stones that are even moved or not perfectly placed. I love it. There's so much realism and detail in that.
Yeah, no, he really nailed it. And this was colored by so I have Christian Culicelli, that's the inker, and Andrea Guardino, he's like my cover guy, sort of, to put it. Okay. And he colored this one. And he's the guy who made the cover of the bird, the guy flying with the bird and the city burn, that one. The city burning in the background.
Oh, and I see it's currently censored, but it won't be when I get it, right?
No. It won't be.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that black square is going to be gone.
Okay. No, that's good. We like the booba.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Now,
sorry?
I also wanted to say that the book you just showed us a minute ago as an example had a very a grid style to the panel layout, whereas this one is a bit different, and there's characters going outside the panel. The panels aren't exactly in a grid. I like the ones that do something unique and different with the panel layouts. Maybe not on every page, but just every now and then to put a focus on something, to give perspective to something. It's very useful, and this page is also fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
that's going to be. This is like the heroes entering the city, the silent city, and so the Red Eyes 3 is the whole deal is about them getting. The mission leads them to this place because there's like a ton of information they can get there. There's maybe some legendary weapons that they can get there as well, and the place is neutral, so anyone can go there. Like the hunters are like the bad guys of the story. And the insurgents are the good guys. They are like in their land has been conquered, and they're trying to free the land. And all of them are welcome inside the city, as long as they keep one rule, and that is to keep it very, very quiet. And of course, things don't go as planned, and then suddenly the queen of the city awakens and goes on a rampage to kill and destroy everything.
Wow!
So the Lamprey Queen, that's like a legendary monster from the time way back when, and that may be it. The monster you see there.
So it's almost like waking up the Balrog then.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
and that's the need for the silence, because too much noise.
Exactly. Of course, it's a city. There's going to be some noise, but everyone has to keep it. Quiet. There's no fireworks that sounds great. Like parades or crazy stuff like that.
I'm like the lamprey queen. Like when my children, when they're the YouTube, I love them, but wow, the YouTube is really irritating. Wow, yeah. So I can empathize with the lamprey queen.
Yeah, right. I think a lot of us could. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like, for example, the eye you see there, that's like the lamprey peeking out. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. Oh, it's such a great detail, because I'm sure after you read it, you'll notice it more.
Yeah. So
I love that. It's beautiful.
Like she has eyes and ears everywhere around the city. So you'll see like little holes here and there, and she's like you don't always see her peeking out, but she's there. It's omnipresent in this particular city.
Wow. How many? This is your third campaign, is that right?
This is my third campaign. Yeah. Wow. So Red Eyes 1, Red Eyes 2, and now Red Eyes 3. Yeah. It's the series continuation.
Just everything is so distinctive. That front cover is so memorable, of the warrior on the owl. with the
Oh, thank
woman
you, thank you.
behind
Yeah,
them.
that'll be
Yeah.
the protagonist and the love interest. So
Okay.
fair and fair, quote unquote, the son of the general
Mhm.
who is in this mission to save his land, and the love interest is accompanying him. And it's about a small group of insurgents. They are on a very crazy mission,
Mhm.
deep behind enemy lines, without any chance to surrender or get reinforcements. It's pretty much a la Dirty Dozen. I
Right.
don't know if you know that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
It's kind of like that vibe.
And this cover is an homage, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a heavy metal magazine. There's like
Right.
this.
You're so right. Oh, yeah. Mhm.
The guy where the girl is, with the owl, and there's like a burning city in the background. Yeah, it's an homage to heavy metal magazine when it was, good and not woke and.
Oh yeah.
Is heavy metal woke too now? No.
Apparently, yes.
Oh no. Oh man.
The
The rumor
SJWs have
goes-
their fingers in everything,
Oh
Arvid.
my god. They really do. Like, right. It would be surprising if it weren't woke, right? Oh, that's so sad.
I just tweeted to Elon Musk. I said, I know you can't possibly buy everything that needs saving for free speech, but could you buy Marvel?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He did make some comments about buying certain companies and saying, I'm gonna buy that to stop making it woke and making it good again. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
But here's the beautiful thing. We don't need Elon Musk. I mean, that would be great, but thank you, Dojo Kun, for having the show. David, this beautiful comic. It's already
Thank you.
It's already happening.
You're
the change
absolutely
has already
right.
happened. It's already here. We're staring at it. I mean, I'm looking at it right here. It's Red Eyes 3. It's just such a beautiful, amazing thing to see, and it's so great to be a part of it. So thank you, David. You are.
No, thank you guys. Thank you for having me. On
Yeah.
the show. Yeah, I gotta say, from the time of, I always think about this when Gamergate. When Gamergate started, it was kind of a revolution. Like the customers rising up and saying like, "Hey, we don't like this crap."
Yeah.
But it's really hard to making a video game, and for independent comic, just independent, people to get together and create something so complex. But comics is not that insanely complicated. It is feasible to create a comic, especially with crowdfunding, with Kickstarter, with Indiegogo. It made it possible for regular human beings to just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to make my own comics. Here I am. Here you go. This is one of the greatest advantages that Comicsgate has over Gamergate.
Huge.
And why it's still going on,
Yeah.
To your point, David, though, before I even discovered what crowdfunding was, I was publishing comic books for years. And it was complex, but not as complex as, creating a video game. And it was expensive, but, that's why they didn't come out quickly. But, now that I've discovered both crowdfunding and the CG community, it's a huge blessing. And they're not coming out rapid fire now, but now I enjoy doing it 100-fold.
Yeah.
It's so great to see these pros that come into it, but also folks like me who are lesser known, who are, just as capable of making a comic book. And you've got a great point. I mean, here's your product right here, the Red Eyes 3, that, that speaks highly of you. The fact that this isn't just, a fly by night, you're already on your third campaign with this IP. That speaks to the possibilities here and how great this storyline is.
Yeah. And for myself, I started in film. I actually worked on a Woody Allen movie one summer, and I realized, wow, this is a lot of work. So that's why I started writing comics. I could spend, $50 million, $100 million on a movie, or like a fraction of a fraction, of a fraction of that on a comic. So that's why I initially started writing comics. And David, I think you're exactly right. Dojo, I think you're exactly right. It can begin here. The revolution can begin with comics because the price of entry is so low. So it's just.
It is feasible for like a single human. I mean, it is possible for a single human being to do everything. Right. Whereas with games, that would be almost impossible.
Right.
Or it would take you years and years and years to do. But yeah, there are some comics out there where people are doing, like everything, ink, colors, lettering, and everything.
Yeah. There's that game Fez. I think it was one David Fish was. I think he literally swore off. It's a beautiful game. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I've heard Fez.
Yeah. It was a traumatic experience for him. I think he was pretty scarred by it.
Yeah. Apparently.
So, yeah. But comics can scar you too. I am living
That's
proof
true.
of that. Yeah, but that which does not kill us.
There you go.
Let's hope it doesn't
Yep.
kill. Yeah, I was also thinking like Dojo, your comic Siamese, it made what $8,000
Wow,
or more?
did it really?
Yeah,
Awesome.
it did. The goal at the time, I believe I set it at 3,000. So we funded within 3 days, and we did well. I'd say that it was either break even or real close to break even. And I think one of the reasons that it got to the point where I was close to losing money is because of shipping to Australia. I had charged everyone a reasonable like $25, but then each book going to Australia cost me $75 to send.
75? Whoa.
Yes. So, and I wasn't going to turn around and ask the backers to pay for that. So obviously I ate that cost, and that really started adding up quickly.
I cannot believe that it's that. Well, actually, yes, I can believe it. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. That is quite a large number.
We have Hockey in the chat, and one thing I wanted to tell you about Hockey is he is working a lot like RJ Carter is at Critical, not Critical Blast, Critical.
Yeah, Critical Blast.
It is Critical Blast. Okay, yeah. So yes, so he and Hockey in America and Australia both have a service where if you get the books to them, then they will distribute it to their countrymen and save you a bunch of money. Now, the box that I sent to Hockey was still a few $100s, but it saved me quite a bit because then he took and distributed it to the people, the 5 or 6 remaining customers.
Hockey, may I put your contact info in the chat, please?
And then here in the States, RJ Carter does that for people overseas, or I mean, you don't have to actually be overseas. RJ Carter would be happy to help you with distribution here in the States too, I'm sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he did Red Eyes. He did Red Eyes too.
Oh, great.
Wow.
I did my fulfillment. I mean, I live in Switzerland, so obviously I'm not in the States, and I had it printed in the States because that was the cheaper option, and most of the customers were in the States anyway. And everything got to him, and he packaged, boarded, and delivered everything. So I can highly recommend it. I got here, he sent it in this a Gemini mailer, which was inside this plastic bag with the logo and everything. He did all of this, and it turned out fantastic. Yeah, because I got it myself. Then I got myself like a box with the rest of the stuff that I can then sell in conventions and stuff. So I can highly recommend RJ. Critical Blast, really good.
Yeah, that's another amazing thing about Comicsgate is the readers are just amazing. The amount of skills, in the chat. Sometimes on live streams, it's like the chat's almost it's at least as good as what's going on.
And it's like an entire network all around the world. There's comic skaters, and a lot of them are willing to help. Like, hey, I live here, I can help. I live there, I can do music, and it's really, really cool that we have this little group that.
It's so supportive. It's so loving. I've yet to see a single neo-Nazi, and I'm almost disappointed. They're hiding somewhere. I don't know.
The mainstream would tell you it's full of white supremacists and neo-Nazis.
Yeah. Come on.
Where are they?
Come on. I know.
What the hell?
You got me all excited. Now,
I was promised all this money by the misogynistic world supremacy. Blah,
right,
blah, blah.
misogyny.
Right. I'm still waiting for my check. What the hell?
Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Oh man.
Well, let's try to get you some money in a different way, David. How about we talk about the perks on your campaign?
All right. Well, the feature perk, that's the Dungeon Master perk number 3. Every campaign we have the same, that we create a book called The Sexy Monster Girl Bestiary, which is a monster manual a la Dungeons and Dragons, a la Pathfinder, but spiced up with sexy pinups. It's about the different races and monsters of the Red Eyes universe, and it's going to be, every book is different. It's a 60-page book, perfect bound, with at least 22 pinups featured of the different monsters. And then, lore and maps and stuff like that. No? And of course, it also includes the book, the Red Eyes 3, and that would be the feature perk. Or you can, as an add-on, you can also get the other cover. So I think I put the add-ons for like the other cover and the bestiary in the different perks, so you can tailor your buy a little bit.
I see that you call this bestiary the avianary.
Right. Yeah. So the bestiary one was, like a mix of all the different regions, like the forest monsters and the cave monsters and flying monsters and so forth and so on. Then number 2 had a little bit of a theme within water and darkness monsters, and this one is going to be featuring all the flying monsters of the Red Ice universe.
That's great.
That's why I call it the Sexy Monster Girl Avianary.
Okay, so I've been a tabletop role-playing gamer for a very long time. So my next question comes to me naturally. Are you going to put a game together with all these characters and these bestiaries?
I am putting together a game. Maybe I can show you.
Cool.
Oh, did we lose it? Oh, I see.
Okay. Yes, I got the number 1. Sexy Monster Girl Bestiary 1 is like this.
Okay.
This was like all the mixed one, and it looks like this. So a little bit of a map and where you can find these monsters. Wow. This is also the map that you see in the first comic, where where you see where the heroes are going to, and this is how it looks.
Oh, nice.
You get a little bit of a pinup, then in the description of the monsters, their habitat, where they live, and a little bit of stats that are going to be part of a game. It's pretty much, like kind of Dungeons and Dragons stats, like HP and movement, agility, and so forth and so on. And every bestiary that I've done, it's got like more details about this game that I'm developing. It's a game that I developed in school a while ago, and I'm just refining it to one day hopefully create a tabletop game.
Wow.
Awesome. Well, I'll be here for that too.
Hello, can you tell us anything about the mechanics of the game? Like, what is it?
It's inspired by Warhammer 40K, but it's going to be much simpler. No, it's not. You don't gonna have to throw like 10,000 dice on the board.
Right. I was a big Warhammer fantasy role play. They have a great fantasy game. Yeah.
I haven't played. I've seen people play, and I love the mechanics. I just think that I want to make it so that the spiel of this one is that it's much simpler, and it's faster to get into the game. Maybe each game is going to be like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and the figures themselves may be, like sexy monster girl figures. Right. So maybe a little bit larger, because the Warhammer figures are pretty small.
Yeah.
And this would be a little. I actually bought one. I have no idea what this is. I just found it so cool and big. I said, hey, this would be like the perfect size for my figures. I think this is from the sci-fi universe of Warhammer.
Is that Warhammer? Warhammer got I haven't checked in on Warhammer in a long time. But yeah,
I heard it went woke. At least
they did.
I think the fantasy one got a little bit woke.
Why?
But the sci-fi is still not woke, as far as I know.
All right. Okay. Sorry. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, did we lose him?
I think
just you and me now, David.
It is muted.
Okay.
Dojo, you're muted.
Continuemos en español, señor.
Exacto. Bueno, entonces
No. Okay.
El bestiario número 3. Oh, he's back.
All right, I'm back. Let's go to the next tier, because I'm the one that derailed us that time. Sorry.
No. Oh, yeah, right. So the next
we totally did not speak in Spanish too.
Yeah, right.
Everyone's leaving. Oh no.
That's right.
I'm an auditor. I see and hear everything.
No. And then Arvid never got invited back ever again.
No. So the other perks are pretty simple. It's the book.
Okay.
Straight up, $20, $10 shipping in the US.
Okay.
And you can choose between the regular cover, also the campaign cover, I'm calling it.
David, this is Swiss francs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is more or less it's I guess $21 or something.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah, they're fairly close. Yeah.
Okay. Then you got the alternate cover. Okay.
Right.
Same price. Oh, good.
Same price.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
I don't like the idea of charging me more because you got a different artist to do a cover. No matter if I like that one better or not, you still have all the same content. So same price is a good move. I like it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I like it too when I see the same price on the campaigns. I mean, it's gonna be like mind-blowingly cool illustration, but still, come on, it's the same comic.
Yeah.
And,
I think this is the perk I got.
I got that one too. Yep.
Oh, you
Yeah.
got that too. Dojo, thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you, man. Thank you.
D'accord.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
D'accord,
yeah.
monsieur. Yeah.
So the catch-up perk is also very straightforward. You know, I was charging $10 for the issue 1, $15 for the issue 2, and $20 for issue 3. So it's, you know, $45 straight up.
Oh, there you go. You did math on stream. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, I tried. No, I tried to keep it as. I also thought, you know, if I'm charging more here and then in the campaign it was like that, you know, like, no. Let's just keep it very, very straightforward and as it is. Of course,
Tell
you know,
us
like
about
every
this
campaign has been.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Tell us about the black box.
Oh, yeah. So the black box, you know, like a lot of people are making boxes. I thought I'm going to do a box myself. This is going to be a branded box with, you know, the logo and the cool images about the red eyes. And it's going to be chock full of stuff. It's going to have like issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, the alternative cover, the sexy monster girl bestiary, and a ton of more stuff. Prints and posters and so forth and so on. And the special thing about this is that every stretch goal that we reach is going to unlock cool stuff for everyone. And it's going to unlock additional cool stuff for the black box. That's the idea.
Oh, nice. Ooh, that's a very clever idea. I like that. And I see that it's limited edition too. There's only 10 available.
Right, that's only 10.
And half of them are gone. So folks, if you
half
like
of them
the
are
idea,
gone already, yeah.
Wow.
If you like the idea of getting everything related to red eyes, this is the one to pick.
Yeah. Exactly. Plus a ton of extra stuff, you know, like posters and cool images, prints.
All right. Well, let's have a look and see. Let's do a refresh and see where we're at.
Okay, drum roll.
Oh, we didn't pick up any new backers, but hopefully on the replay when people watch this, because there's an awful lot of streams going on Wednesday nights. I'm up against some pretty big names, so some folks come and watch my show later on the replay. So to those folks, welcome and thank you, and consider backing David Feed's Red Eyes 3: Escape from Silent City Part 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Welcome to everyone catching the replay. We did not speak Spanish the whole way.
No.
Right.
Ninguno una palabra. Oh, wait. Oh, no.
Maybe we should change to German.
Yeah. Jawohl.
Guten Morgen, liebe Comics.
Nine.
Freiheit. Comics Freiheit. Yeah.
Okay, David. So I want to thank you very much for being here at this crazy early hour in your morning. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing this beautiful campaign with us.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm going to drop you to the back room. Feel free to join us in the chat or stick around. But I'm going to drop you in the back room, and I'm going to bring up Shadowpunk next.
Okay. Take care, David.
Shadowpunk, how you doing?
Hey, not too bad. How are you?
Oh, very good. Thank you. So we just looked at a great campaign that is in its funding phase.
Oh, man. I got to tell you, I was super impressed with that artwork.
Yeah. I'm going to start poaching. I'm going to start reaching out to some of these other artists. And
I mean, how old do you think David is?
I don't know. 14? I don't know.
14, 15.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible work.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's in his late 20s.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's the writer and that he has artists working on his book.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why he's not completely stressed out, right?
Right.
Exactly. He's chill.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I was out, and then the other guy you have coming up after me. I forget his name, but
Marcel Dupree.
Yeah, I remember thinking that's crazy cool too.
Yeah, he's a prolific creator as well. We'll get to talking to him about his campaign, but also some of the other books he's done. He's got a lot of books out. He's run serious campaigns, and so he's a multiple campaign person with a lot of experience. So he's a good one to reach out to for mentoring if you've got questions.
Well, and I want to say one more thing. I think Arvid, your voice sounds like somebody's voice.
Really?
Yeah, you have like a famous actor or something. You have that same voice, and
are they cool?
They are. I mean,
good. Okay, well,
cool. I mean, it's you got a great voice, and it's it's kind of one of those things that's kind of like getting to me. I'm like, who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Is it Morgan Freeman or?
It's definitely Morgan Freeman. That's exactly who it is.
That's right.
I thought so.
Yeah, I ask myself who the hell I am every day too. So, that's totally par for the course. I've heard Christopher Walken.
Right.
I've heard Robert De Niro.
Absolutely.
I heard things.
Totally Robert De Niro.
I heard things.
I'll figure it out at one point. It'll hit me. Like when I'm not thinking about it, it'll come in.
Right. Yeah.
What'll
right.
happen
when you're falling asleep. Yeah.
Shadowpunk. As soon as I hit remove and drop you to the back room, it'll occur to you. You're like, oh,
yes, totally. Yeah. That's how life is, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and have a look at your campaign. You've got a sign up page. So
right. I'm in the pre-launch page phase at this point.
Right.
And
so
I'm aiming to launch mid-June.
Okay.
I still need to work out the details. This is my first campaign, so everything is new to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
stressful, huh? Stressful.
It's a little strange.
Yeah.
I found that Indiegogo is not really super helpful, right? I talked to Michael Bancroft, and I watched a lot of Rob's videos about how to crowdfund. But
those are both great resources. Yeah. Yes,
they were so helpful. But it's also like, can you remember all of that while you're doing a book, right? So,
true.
And so on my book, I'm drawing, coloring, I'm doing everything.
Wow.
And because I'm a psycho, I can't, I might, if I can afford it, I might have somebody help me do the flats. But I still have to find out. I don't know if I'll be able to afford it. Right. So, and then, so you have my page up here. Can I talk about it a little bit?
Oh, of course. Yes. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
I would put my email address in here and sign up, but it would tell me you've already done that, Brian.
Yeah.
So,
right. Okay. So I'm working on the comic book right now. I'm working on pages. Whenever people aren't getting me to sculpt their original characters, right, which is taking up a lot of my time. I'm always working on the book. But it all started a few years ago. I made an animated movie of this character.
Oh.
And it's like a Pixar movie, right? And I can show you the trailer to it. It's like Pixar, but obviously not the level of Pixar, right? Because I'm just one guy. So the animation, the 9-minute animated movie is a prequel, is the prologue to the comic book.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the comic book takes place in the ruins of Detroit, which is where I live, by the way.
You live in Detroit? Okay. Yeah.
I live just north of Detroit. Yeah. And so it takes place there, and I was able to go downtown and shoot a lot of reference photos because one of the main buildings is one of the key components of the story. And when you watch the animated movie, it's not her as Shadowpunk yet. You get to know her as she's traveling with her family across the land. It's kind of a Mad Max world, and they're at this point they're back to wagons and horses, right? It's like a caravan. She's in the whole family's like in a caravan,
like dystopian future.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you get the whole point of the movie is just so you get to know who she is, her quirks, her problems with her mom and dad, right? She's about 10 years old. And when the comic book starts up, you can see some stills from the comic book below or from the animated movie. When the comic book picks up, she's already lost her family. She's separated from them. And that is the whole goal of the comic is she's trying to find them. She's been separated from them for a long time. And she's living in the ruins of the city. And the ruins are like Thundar the Barbarian or something. They are like hell and haywire, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a guild that runs the city, an evil guild. And they come across as benevolent, but they're obviously not.
Mm-hmm. And so is Kwame back?
Kwame is back, and Coleman Young is number 2.
Oh my gosh.
So, and she's gonna be surviving in the ruins, but she's gonna become this guy right here is gonna be her mentor.
This guy?
Yeah, the mole. And he lives in Detroit as well, and he's been fighting the guilds for decades, and he's been losing the battle. And if you ever watched the cartoon Batman Beyond,
oh yeah,
I love Batman Beyond.
It's that scenario.
Okay.
She is that is her mentor, and it's a contentious relationship. And he has all the technology. He's been able to. Most people just live with in the ruins, and they live like animals. And he's been able to salvage a lot of the old world technology to fight the battle. So that's kind of where the comic book picks up. And so that is the trailer that I made for the animated movie. I don't know if you want to play that.
It's not 9 minutes, is it?
No, this one's only at 45 seconds, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's have a look.
This is your animation?
Yeah.
Great.
You could probably blow that baby up.
Do we have audio?
Yep.
Sure do.
Okay. Wow.
You do all this
Excuse
yourself?
my language, but holy shit.
Amazing.
That's
Thank you,
incredible.
How long did that take you?
The trailer took about 6.5, 7 months.
Wow.
Yeah. It was. There's a lot of stuff that I made that I eventually threw away that I didn't use, which is like every creative process, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But the animated movie took me about 4 years to make.
Wow.
Oh, go ahead, Arvid.
Yeah. How many hours a day?
I mean, all day, every day, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. So for years I worked in post-production. So I did like compositing, special effects, motion graphics, right? But I never did anything like character stuff ever, right? And it's a totally different world. You don't need to know that if you're doing motion graphics, right? And so I had to start from the ground up and learn how to do that. And it took a long time. So if you guys you've probably seen the sculpts I've been doing.
Yes.
So that, I spent so long working on the animated movie that I kind of learned how to do all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Right. I learned, and over the years I've been making like my own miniatures as well. So, I was able to like make my, like when I launch, I'm going to sell my miniature of her.
Yes.
In the armor and everything.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. Oh,
I was hoping you were going to say that.
Yeah.
I've also got to ask you this, Shadowpunk. Will you be making like an ultimate tier or something that has that 9-minute video available?
Good question. So what I've thought about it for a long time, and I put so much effort into the animated movie. I'm talking crazy, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking kamikaze effort. And so I think what I'm going to do, and tell me if this is a dumb idea, I'm going to release it 2 weeks before I launch a comic book.
Oh, cool.
And so I'm going to allow people to get familiar with the character. And that I don't
wait. Let me, I can see why you would do that because it's going to really spark interest in Shadowpunk. On the other hand, you may be leaving an awful lot of coin on the table. If you could make this part of your campaign, I mean, seriously, I would pay good money to get that. If that's the level of animation you're capable of, a 9-minute, animated film of this character that's a prequel to the comic that I'm going to back, heck yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to balance that. I don't know, because that's not a bad idea, right? I mean, the problem I ran into is the fact that people can almost download Avengers movies for nothing.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's kind of the dilemma I came to, and nobody knows who I am. And I thought to myself, option B would be to release it early to create buzz, right?
Well,
Yeah.
so yes, I guess the big question is, what is your ultimate goal with Shadowpunk? I mean, what would be success? What would success look like for you?
For me, success would be to be able to make a comic book every year and make money enough to survive on it.
Yeah.
I know that's like a low bar or something, but that's
to make enough money to sustain. You mean instead of a full-time job?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a low bar. That's a pretty high bar, actually. I know we've seen it happening where some folks are making $60,000, $70,000 on a campaign, but the vast majority of us, even some others like Kimasabi with his Company Men Dead, White, and Blue, fantastic looking book, but still hasn't reached 10,000 yet, which I think is a crime. But that's more what's happening in our level of Comicscape.
Well, when I say, I definitely don't think that big number is what I would expect. I mean, when I say survive, I mean just enough, right?
But on the other hand, as great as this looks, and the fact that you plan to release the 9-minute video ahead of time, you're definitely going to spike interest in this. And now that I know as much as I do, and hopefully over time I'll learn more about this, I'm going to be one of your cheerleaders. I'm going to be like, you got to back this. So as you get out there and you're on shows like, maybe on Bancroft's show, and you get on Malin's show when he does his open mic night, and Peter Samedi and Don Chin, you start making the rounds on these big names, you're going to spark a lot of interest and hype. It's going to be, I don't know, it's possible that it's bigger than Roach Balls.
Well, I mean, so the thing is, it's because I'm doing everything, figuring out when I was going to launch has been challenging because, it's so hard to predict when I'll finish the next thing, Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah.
And so I've also been doing like the sculpts I did. Can I share my screen?
Oh yeah. Let me,
because I can show the people some of my artwork.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna hit the share screen. I think that's okay. Can you see it?
Yep, we can see your screen.
Okay. So here is my sculpt for Shadowpunk.
Oh, sick.
Wow.
And that's going to be part of your campaign.
Yeah, I'm gonna I bought a 3D printer so I can print these, which also has been a challenge, but I figured I eventually got it down.
Yeah, I can see that. This looks phenomenal. I'm sorry, phenomenal.
Yeah. Phenomenal. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, and I know that nobody knows my character yet, right? But it's part of the thing I do, right? So it makes my campaign a little bit more unique. So, like if people have read the first issue, they would know who she is, and they would be more prone to buy a figurine, a miniature, right? So, but yeah, so I just finished this one for Mandy.
Wow.
Oh yes, Gem Shock.
Yeah. So they take about 70 hours to do.
Wow.
Wait, what?
It takes about 50 to 70 hours to do a sculpt at this level. And
wow.
Yeah, and this isn't like I could go farther. Like I could do skin texture, right? So I don't do that because it's a waste when you print it so small, right?
Right.
But
So once you've spent the 70 hours to do the sculpt, how long does it actually take your printer to produce that sculpt, that printout?
it takes like this one takes about 18 hours to print one. The Salamandroid.
Yeah.
And he's about 3.5 inches tall. But
18 hours.
So the problem with the printing is that after 18 hours, it could look wrong.
Oh my God. Oh.
Right.
Oh my God.
So I'm not that much of a veteran as far as the printing aspect.
Yeah.
So I don't do that for people because that will consume all of my time.
Right.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
Right, literally.
But I was able to print all of them. Here's I made this for Fowler, for his character Tiger Blue, and I had a hard time printing it because I tried to make it as big as I could in my printer, which is not that big, by the way, but it has problems when you get to the border of the print, it'll start to have problems, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh yeah, and then there's this Cyber Frog. They're
amazing.
It's a hell of a lot of fun to make.
Yeah.
And part of the problem is that I really love doing it. Right. So if somebody says, "Hey, can you make my cool character?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I can make it."
Right.
Oh, I see.
But I should not be doing that right now.
Mm-hmm.
But my heart says, "Fucking do it! It's awesome. It's so much fun." And these things start out as boxes, by the way, large clunky boxes, right? And I don't know if you understand that concept, but I'll subdivide it down and start to sculpt it and model it and everything.
So it's like a subtractive process, in other words.
Yeah, I think that's. Let me see if I can show you this real quick.
Okay, we'll have a look at that, and then we need to get on to Marcel's.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Totally. Yeah. Wow.
So I'm going to just show you Shadowpunk real quick.
Yeah, please.
So here's my cover. I have an alternative cover. I made a ton of promotional.
Oh, that's
art.
awesome! Wow, this is such a distinctive look to it. I love the blue and the red together. They clash in a perfect way.
Yeah.
You really know what you're doing with the color here. I think it's absolutely perfect. Yeah.
So, thank you. So one thing I did, there's a still from the animated movie.
That's like Harry Dean Stanton. Yeah.
Is exactly. I worked a long time to try to figure out how to color. And one of the ways I did that was I colored other people's artwork, like Ethan, and I did Dale Keown, I did a bunch of other people, Frank Miller. And so, I've been putting those on my Twitter page to attract people to my page and also learn how to color, right? Because I wasn't really sure that I really could do it that way. I can show you one of the pages from the actual interior, some of the pages. There we go.
Beautiful light too. I love that. Man, this is.
Yeah, dude, I'm a day one backer on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much. It's the process takes me a while to do it.
Yeah.
And because the problem with having somebody else color it is when I'm drawing it and inking it, and then I'm coloring it and I'm going back and changing everything. Because that's how I do it, I guess. Mm-hmm. And it just takes a while. You know what I mean?
Sure. And it's going to be your vision. So you want it to be just exactly how you're envisioning it. To use the same word twice.
Yeah, no, indeed.
Exactly. And also, I would like to do all the artwork like this and then stick to it and color it. That's always my goal. But it turns out that I like to change things as I go. So,
okay.
right? You're back. You're like, oh, I gotta change this because this is a better idea. And it's just part of the process. I think,
Well, I can't wait till we get the opportunity to see more of this when the campaign is live. So please reach out to me when it is live so we can have a look at your tiers, at the figurines you're going to print and all that jazz. Because, yeah, definitely, I know a lot of folks are going to want to be there to, if not on day one, make sure you're on my show at some point early in the campaign so we can get a good bump for you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Both of you.
Yeah, no problem.
And Shadow, I want to say with regards to the movie, should you put it out, make it a tier? I think you're right. The problem is digital things like that. It's just so easy to pirate and make. It just is.
Right.
Yeah.
It just is, and that's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
I think your goal is a great goal. It's a tall goal, but there's no reason. There's every reason in the world why you should be able to attain at least that goal.
Yes.
So I say go for it. I mean, you know in your heart what to do with regards to releasing the video or making it into a tier, but I don't think that there's a wrong answer. I think releasing it, for free as buzz to get your campaign going. I don't think there's a wrong answer. I don't think there is.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think it's stupid. No, definitely not.
I appreciate that. It's definitely a challenging, but I think you're right. There is no wrong answer.
Right.
And so just so you know, I had my friends do the voices for the characters.
Okay.
And they thought I was crazy. They thought I was insane.
But did they have fun anyway?
They had fun, but none of them are actors.
Okay.
So my stepfather, who passed away while I was making it, did one of the characters.
Wow.
Oh.
And he was an old school union guy, right? Auto union guy. And he was a character and a half. And so when you watch a movie, he's, it comes out. He's like, I had no problem getting him to sound crazy or whatever, So
well, that's a great legacy for him then. It's like an homage to you.
Yeah.
To him,
really is.
Sorry.
And it was so great to have him be a part of it. I even showed him one of the clips that I did of a girl talking, and he was able to see some of no backgrounds or nothing, just a character, and he was impressed.
Yeah.
So that meant everything to me, even if people, have their own opinions, right?
Yeah.
So, indeed.
Very cool.
I said just believe in your story. There are many roads to success. I think you have every reason to feel confident. It looks awesome.
Thanks. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it so much.
Have to talk and commiserate about the Detroit area, because if you're a little bit north of Detroit, I'm only a little bit north of you.
Where are you at?
I'm north of Lapeer, if you know where that is.
Oh, okay.
I-69, the corridor.
Like 69 and 94?
Well, 94 would be over by Port Huron, so I'm quite a ways west of that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought Lapeer was on the water.
Nope. We're about an hour west of Port Huron.
Oh, wow. Okay. Amazing. I didn't know you were in Michigan.
Yes, sir. So we'll have to talk about that soon.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
Have a good one.
Right.
Mr. Dupree, thank you so much for your patience. A pleasure to have you on the show. How are you doing?
No problem. Thank you. I'm doing well. How are you all?
Great. Thank you. We're having some fun looking at some amazing campaigns, and I know that yours is no exception. Would you like to just jump right in and have a look at the campaign?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let me do that. I'm going to share my screen and have a look at your campaign then. Here. And then I have to go to StreamYard. All these buttons. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we is it Vetita?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pronouncing it right then. Tell us about Vetita, Dead by Night.
Okay. It's the second book in the series. Vetita, the main character Luna, has been part of the secret society for about a year now. It takes place after Vetita Awakening, which was the first book.
Okay.
Where Luna finds out that she's part of her family's part of a society of vampire hunters.
Oh.
So she has to take her mom's place in this society. She becomes a hunter. The way you become one is you literally have to give up your life, so they kill you and they baptize you in blood.
Wow.
And once you baptize in blood, you get the powers and the knowledge of every vampire that they ever killed. So she's been doing this for when Dead by Night takes place. She's been doing it for about a year, and she's trying to figure out who killed her mom. Like the society won't tell her who, but she wants to figure it out because she never got to know her mom. Part of being being part of the society means you don't get to connect with your family at all. You're on your own. You're with the society, and you stay with them.
Okay.
So she's trying to figure out how to connect with her mom by finding her mom's killer. And
so if the society prohibits you from doing that, it seems like her quest is in conflict with her belonging as a member.
Yes. And it's going to come to a head in this series, in this book, Dead by Night. They send her on like a wild goose chase to keep her busy, but it turns out she's going to uncover something about the society that they don't want the others to figure out.
Oh, okay.
The quality of this art is just stunning, and I love the coloring too. I mean, this is just absolutely spectacular productions that you have here.
Thank you.
Yeah. What is
beautiful.
your process for working with artists and developing a relationship with them?
Basically, I spend a lot of time online just searching around for good talent. If I see something I like, I start talking to them, talking about their interests, cultivate a relationship. And hopefully we find a project that we can work on together.
This is great stuff. I mean, this facial expression here on the bottom left reminds me of like Frank Cho. It's that good.
Oh, you're right. You're so right. It does have a Frank Cho quality. It is, and it's really, really well colored too. Finding good coloring is so important. You obviously have a phenomenal eye for art. I mean, I checked out your website. What is it? No Sleep Press? Is that what it's called?
The name of that's the name of our imprint for our TNA books.
Okay.
The name of the company is Evoluzione Publishing.
Okay.
You can find it at evolutionepub.com. We're also Comicsology, Amazon.
Okay. Everything on that site just looks spectacular. Just bravo to you. Just really just like phenomenal quality of everything.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A huge amount of work too. I mean, how many different people are involved in your imprint?
There's about 3 writers. Currently, there's only about 3 writers, and each writer's working on like 3 or 4 books at once.
Okay.
Wow.
And each book has a team of artists and a colorist. Sometimes the colorists do overlap. Like we use Chuck a lot. Chuck is used for Vetita and Babylon Working. Got some other stuff that's coming out this year. We have Dojo Lima, who also works for Marvel and Dark Horse. Does a few books for us.
I recognize that name. Yes, they've done some other books in this comic community. Listen, I have to ask about these nice and naughty covers, right? So as I was scrolling down, we see a nice and a naughty, nice and naughty, very, very cool. The art on these things is phenomenal. I have to ask you about this last one. So this is the nice and this is the naughty. So it's just that her shoulders are bare in this one.
Basically, yeah. Elmer Santos did that one.
Okay.
I like what he does, so I didn't want to like correct him. I was like, all right, it looks good. We'll leave it as is.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering. I had looked at that one earlier today before the show, and I was like, they both seem to be pretty naughty. I'm okay with that, but they both seem to fit that bill.
Yeah.
So let's go and have a look at your tiers. It looks like there's a good number of them. Let's see. So we've got, when I pulled up your campaign, you were at 59 backers, 9 hours left. This is almost, would that be your first 30 days?
We do 2-week campaigns. We go on Kickstarter first, do 21 days. Then we come on Indiegogo, do 14 days in demand, leave it on in demand until we're ready to print.
Oh, okay. So then for as much as the the first part of the campaign goes, there was, when I brought this up, only 9 hours left. So I'm thinking now there's a couple hours fewer because I brought these up a while ago. Yeah, there's just 4 hours left. Wow. Okay. So let's talk about these perks so that people can get in on them. And then please also let us know if any of these perks will go away when you go into in demand.
Okay. So first perk is just a PDF. You get a PDF of the book. It has 60 pages of art or 60 pages of story. When we finally print it, it'll be about 64 pages total, but 60 pages of story. Then we have a catch-up tier. You get a PDF for volume 1 and volume 2.
Okay.
Total of 120 pages of story.
And that's at $20. All right.
Yeah.
So at $25, tell us about this one.
So this is like our early bird special. You get the book and you get a free print. The print is done by Kevin Castro. So yeah, you get a free print and free. I think it's free US. No, I didn't put free US shipping. Sorry about that. So yeah, you get the book and the print for $25.
And it looks like, well, here, let me click on it here. Oh, so you also get the book as a PDF too. Very nice.
Yeah. You also, each tier comes with a PDF as well.
And more than half of these are gone, folks. 25 out of 40 are already taken. So that's, jump on that one if that's the one you like. Now, what about this Nosferatu, the vampire version?
That one is just the book by itself. So if the print runs out, you can still just get the book without the print.
Okay. Oh, I see. That one's unlimited. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. And then we've got The Devil's Wedding, $40.
That is the Ale Garza cover. And the reason why it costs more, because we got Ale Garza, he costs way more.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And it's covered by CC Day with La Cruz. She does a lot of the stuff for Coffin Comics.
Oh, okay. So Ali Garza, you said. I think there's a spot. Let me see. Where can I? That's this one. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Very nice. All right. Let me go back up to that. That is here. Okay. So after Devil's Wedding, we've got the Monster Squad.
Yeah. I forgot what cover it is. I can't really see.
Elmer Nice variant.
Oh yeah, that's the one that we were talking about. How it's not really a nice one; it's a naughty one.
Oh, okay.
That's done by Elmer Santos. He's a great artist. We get his cover, and the thing with our variants, we don't usually sell them except for on the campaigns. So if you want the variant, get it now.
Gotcha. Don't miss out if you want one of these variants, and there's a lot of them, to pick from, and they all look great. So this one here is the Son of Darkness, and this is the Ed Naughty variant cover.
Yeah, Ed's a cool artist I found on Instagram. He's also on Twitter, has like a bunch of followers on Twitter.
Okay.
He did that cover. I was kind of nervous about that when he sent me the sketch. We don't do stuff like that. But I posted the sketch on Twitter. I asked people what they felt, how they felt about it. They said they enjoyed it, so we okayed it, and that's what.
Okay.
And that's what we got.
For some people, that's not their cup of tea. For other people, they would enjoy that. So yes, it's available if you want it, folks.
Yeah.
We've got one here. This is the Tom S. Naughty variant.
Yeah. So Tom S is a artist from Thailand. He also does a book for us called Three Thorns.
Oh,
he did a
I know
cover.
about that one. Sure.
He did a cover. I give him complete freedom. I just ask him to do whatever he wants. I just ask him, give him the project. He does whatever he wants. I okay it.
Excellent. The Near Dark is $50, and this one has PDF of both books, the print. You get the book. Oh, and you get this is like a catch-up tier is what this one is.
Yeah, catch-up tier. You get the first 2 volumes, and you get a free print. And both volumes have the same art team.
Oh, that's good. The consistency is nice, and this is a great art team too. So the Blood for Dracula. Only 10 of these are available.
That's going to be in the book.
Oh, okay. A lot of people love the drawn-in tiers. Yeah.
Last issue or last volume, we had a bunch of backers be vampires that got killed in a nightclub.
Okay, nice.
They got to be vampires or victims. I guess all vampires start as victims, right?
Yeah.
Well, and then if she's vampire hunting, I guess they're a victim again.
That's right. Yeah. Very sad. I guess that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, wow, what's this one? If it's not a drawn in, but you get the regular book and all of the naughty variants. How many is that?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Let's have a look here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 naughty variants plus the main book plus the PDF. That's great. So 7 books total. That's a good price. Yep.
Yeah, after that, like variants, get them all in one pack.
Very good. Yeah, like Arvid was saying, this art is so impressive. I know I'm a backer. I don't remember what backer number I am. I'd have to go look it up on my spreadsheet. I don't want to dox myself, so.
That's right. That's right.
Plus, I don't want people to see that spreadsheet. They'll be like, "Dude, you're insane."
It's embarrassing. Yeah, totally. I know what you mean. Yeah.
You should see the stack of books I have over here that I haven't read yet. Man, I've got to get to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
There's a word for that. Yeah. In Japanese, there's a word for that, like Sundoku or something like a stack of books that you never read. Yeah.
Marcel, not only do you have 7 different versions of this book, you mentioned a few of your other books as we were going through it. And yes, if you would please tell our viewers again where we can find your books, what your website is, so that we can have a look at your library.
You go to evolutionarypub.com. We also have a few stuff on In Demand right now on Indiegogo. We have Babylon Working number 4 on In Demand. We have Dirty Work at the Crossroads number 4 on In Demand. We have Senior Red number 2 in demand.
Wow. Yes.
That should be closing soon. We're about to print that.
Oh, good. I mean, I say oh good because I backed that one too. Awesome. Well, I'll be excited to see that one too. So, as you said, Evolution is the name of the brand. No Sleep Press is the adult sort of books. Is there an all ages section of your company too?
We just called out one. Well, we did have an all age line. It didn't really take off. It was called E for Everyone. And some of the books didn't take off, so we just moved them to our YA label, which is called Class E. And so on the Class E label, we have stuff like The Lie Love Laughs, which is a steampunk comic.
Okay.
We have Love University, which is an urban fantasy comic, YA romance. That's currently on Kickstarter right now. It's about a girl who is a hopeless romantic, finds out that love is not in the cards for her. But when she goes to college, she finds out she could become a Cupid.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we have issue 5 on Kickstarter right now.
Issue 5. See, that's what I was saying before you came on, Marcel. You've got so many irons in the fire. You've got so many great-looking projects. Vetita Dead by Night is just one of them, the latest in a series of projects. You're definitely a prolific comic creator. I can't thank you enough for coming on the show because, wow, you've got a lot of experience and a lot you can teach people about doing these things. So thanks so much for spending the time to come on the Dojo Kun Shill Shack.
Yeah, I got to say, Marcel, it's like finding a key and unlocking a door to a whole another universe. Evolution is just awesome. All the titles you do just look eyeball meltingly beautiful. Just
yeah, they do.
Congratulations to you. I am like pretty impressed. Pretty impressive stuff, Marcel. Wow.
Thank you. We try very hard to deliver great looking books.
Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, Marcel, every time you've got a campaign and you want to tout it to my audience, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to have you on with whatever campaign you've got going.
All right, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. So thank you so much for being here. Arvid, thank you so much for being my co-host tonight.
Yeah.
It's been a blast. I hope if I send an invitation, you'll accept again another time.
I'll consider it. I will definitely come
Awesome.
on again. It's been great.
Awesome. Okay, thanks, guys. And for those of you in the chat, thanks so much for being a part of the show as well. We appreciate you watching. And for those of you who are going to watch on the replay, again, thank you. And tweet it out. Make sure everybody knows about the Dojo Kun Shill Shack here on YouTube. Thanks, everyone.